And hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, thorough flood, thorough fire. I do wander anywhere, swifter than the moose spear. And I showed the fairy queen to do the orbs upon the green. In their gold coat spots you see those be rubies, berry favors, in those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some ducats here and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Table spread. After short prayers they set on bread, a moon-parched grain of purest wheat with some small glittering gritty. His choice bits with an inner trice, they make a feast less great than nice. But all this while his eye is served, we must not think his ear was starved, but that there was in place to stir. His spleen, the churring grasshopper, the merry cricket, pooling fly, the piping gnat from minstrelsy. And now we must imagine first the elves present to quench his thirst, a pure seed pearl of infant dew, brought and be sweetened in a blue and pregnant violet, which done his kittling eyes begin to run quite through the table, where he spies the horns of papery butterflies, of which he eats and tastes a little, of that we call the cuckoo's spittle. A little fuzzball puddling stands by, yet not blessed by his hands. That was too coarse, but then forthwith he ventures boldly on the pith of sugared rush, and eats the sag and well-bestrutted bee, sweet bab, gladdy his palate with some store of emmets eggs. What would he more but beards of lice, a newt's tooth thigh, a bloated earwig, and a fly with the red-capped worm that's shut within the concave of the nut, brown as his tooth, a little moth late fattened in a piece of cloth. With wither cherries, Nendrake's ears, mole's eyes, to ease the slain stag's tears, the unctuous gulaps of a snail, the bone heart of a nightingale, or come and use it with a wine, a ravish throne, the flattering vine, the gently pressed from the soft side of the most sweet and dainty bride, brought in a floating lilies charm the view. So silently the wonder grew beneath pale Diane's mystic light. I know my fancies whisper true. The pixies are abroad tonight. When at the midnight chime are met together elves of every hue, I trow the gazer will regret that peers upon their retinue. For Limerai and I ask you, have oft proclaimed the fairies' spite. Eat slyly gallants lest ye rue. The pixies are abroad tonight. 'Tis said their forms are tiny, yet all human ills they can subdue. With a wand or amulet can win a maiden's heart for you. And many a blessing, no too true, to make the way to wedlock bright. Give honor to the dainty crew. The pixies are abroad tonight. And pirates and a prince might vainly sue. Unaided by a fairy's might. Remember Cinderella's shoe. The pixies are abroad Alas, the moon should ever beam to show a man should never see. I saw a maiden on a stream, and fair was she. I stayed a while to see her throw the dresses back, but all beset the fair horizon of her brow with clouds of jet. I stayed a little while to view her cheek that wore in place of red a bloom of water tender blue, daintily spread. I stayed to watch a little space her parted lips, if she would sing the waters closed above her face. With many a ring, and still I stayed a little more. Alas, she never comes again. I throw my flowers from the shore and watch it fade. I know my life will fade away. I know that I must vainly pine, for I have made a mortal claim that she's been mine. By the ripple of the shallow sea, by the rocky sea, by the hollow sea, we have built a giant windmill with its long arms free, and it grinds that we may not hungry be, with a rumble and a roar sounding all along the shore. We should vanish and should perish if our wheels were heard no more. Little hopes of fisher maidens in the far off town, and our wheel go down, evermore go down. For the fisher lads that hold them in the deep sea drown, by our grinding drown, for our pleasures drown. Let garments from the soul, let it go, we cannot wear. What do mortals want with spirits? Is the bodies that are there. Out beyond the green horizon lurks the vengeful day, lurks the fateful day, lurks the hateful day, when the wind shall cease to help us in our sark like play, when our calm cold sway shall have passed away, when the wreckers and the wrecked both at peace shall be, when the threat shall be fulfilled, and the beat no more see. Years onward have swept, long ages have rolled, since the billows first slept o'er this city of gold. Neath its eddy of white, where the green wave is swelling, in their halls of delight are the fairy tribes dwelling, and but seldom the eye of a mortal may scan, where those palaces high rise unaided by man. Yet at times the waves sever, and then you may view the yellow walls ever 'neath the ocean's deep blue. But I warn the the spinning ruins here came three damsels clothed in white, with their spindles every night. 2 and 1 and 3 fair maidens, spinning to opposing cadence, singing songs of elfin air. To me a love that was told, then you parted through the wall. Years ago, and the tall reeds sigh as the wind doth blow. 3 white lilies calm and clear, and they were loved by everyone, most of all the parson's son. Listening to their gentle singing, felt his heart go from him clinging round these maids of elfin mere. Soon each night to make them stay, started when they went away. Years ago, and the tall reeds sigh as the wind doth blow. Hands that shook with love and fear, dared put back the village clock, flew the spindle, turned the rock, flowed the song with subtle rounding, till the false 11 was sounding. That age maids of elfin mere swiftly, softly left the room, like 3 doves on snowy plume. Years ago, and the tall reeds sigh as the wind doth blow. One the night who wandered near, heard lamentings by the shore, saw at dawn priest stains of gore, in a water's faded dwindle, never more with song yet spindle. So we made of elfin mere, pastor's son did pine and die, because true love should never lie. Years ago, and the tall reeds sigh as the wind doth blow. Have ye left the greenwood lone? Are your steps forever gone? Fairy king and elfin queen, come ye to the sylvan sea. From your dim and distant shore, nevermore shall the pilgrim never hear, with a thrill of joy and fear, in the hush of moonlight hours, voices from the folded flowers, fade sweet flute notes as of yore, nevermore. Mortal ne'er shall bowers of earth hear again our midnight mirth, by our brooks and dingles green, since unhallowed steps have been, ours shall thread the forest hoar, nevermore.